All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Kelvis Podcast. We're in the studio. Took a little break from last Wednesday, and now we back in the studio. As I always say, everything I say on my podcast for entertainment purpose. And look, I got a great young man in the studio with me today. He's doing a lot of great things. We're going to talk about a lot of great things. He's in the community making things happen. And for y'all know, I'm definitely supporting anybody in the community. So not no further ado, I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself.
All right, my name is Shaun Quiovers. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I got to Fort Bragg back in 2011 for active duty in the military. I served 4 years active, 6 years reserve, so 10 years total. So I'm a veteran and I'm a business owner within the community, owner, operator of Moving Made Easy, and the founder of Black Ops Youth Organization. So those couple things we got going on.
All right, man, let's jump into that Black Ops, man. You know, my producer, R.E., told me about you. I seen you on Facebook, too. I seen some of the videos on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
And I love what you're doing, man. Let's talk about this Black Ops, man, what you're doing with these young kids out here in the community now.
Yes, sir. So Black Ops is, the foundation of Black Ops is based off of opportunity. Getting people back outside, getting the community back outside, getting the youth back outside, creating pillars within the community for kids to go to for mentorship, a program where kids can get out of state and go experience getting out of state.
Okay.
A lot of kids don't get to go out of state. Their first time going out of state might be going to the military.
Right.
That's true. They never get to go nowhere.
So this is a traveling team.
Yeah, this good. Yes.
Okay.
The football program in the organization will be an AAU football team.
Okay.
But the organization as a whole is for all ages.
Okay.
For us to be able to come together, provide experiences, going to Wet and Wild, go to Six Flags or something like that. You know, we said we wanted to get together and do a tie-dye day with pizza.
Okay.
Everybody come in, come in on a Wednesday from 5 to 7:30, something like that. You know, just getting people together, creating relationships, create opportunities. So
let's build together. My philosophy, since I've been in the pod game, let's build together, man.
That's right.
So when you came in today, and the first time I met you, you had one of your towers, and I said something to you about faith. What does faith mean to you, man? What is it to you?
Faith, it has been everything and anything that I have needed. It is it's all I have. It's all I have.
Yeah.
And for my family, it's all we have because we are family entrepreneurs. Without faith, not much gonna happen. You'll get a little success, but if it's not like rock hard, solid faith, it's not sustained faith.
That's true.
That experience will be short too because it's not always gonna be good. Your faith got to be good when it's good, and it got to be just as strong when it's bad. It got to be even stronger when it's bad. Yeah. And in the world of entrepreneurship, the lifestyle entrepreneurship, you definitely on a roller coaster. Yeah. So coming out of the military, even being in the military, I had to rely on my faith. How am I going to get through this? How am I going to pass this inspection? How am I going to pass this ruck march? I had to rely on my faith, just knowing I don't know how I'm going to do it in the long run. I don't see it in the long run. Right. But I know by my faith, amen, I'm going to get there. Yeah. And it's been like that with everything. Yeah. With our cleaning company, Brand New Services, with Moving Made Easy, in my personal life, in my marriage, as a parent, it's faith. It's when you don't know, but overall you do know that it's going to work out and it's going to be okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's what faith is to me. It's my comfort zone. Right.
And I feel I grew up in the church and my mother's an elder, so yeah, I definitely can relate to knowing that if you got to have faith through anything you're doing in this lifetime. Without that, you're not believing in Jesus, man, and giving him things through the good and the bad, you kind of, in my opinion, you kind of lost, man. So I can definitely relate with you, and I love your energy. When we first met, man, your energy was great, man. You're very, very motivated. So let's talk about so you did 4 years of active duty, and then you did 6 years reserve, if I heard you correct.
Yes.
So tell me, from your experience in the military, and you transferred to the civilian world, entrepreneurship, and now you got this football team. How do you feel that your experience in the military is going to be able to shape these young boys? What age group are you teaching or coaching, rather?
Okay, so we were looking at to do ages from 5 to 14. That's going to open it up for more opportunity for kids that may be in middle school that didn't make the football team.
Right, yeah.
Maybe in middle school who their grades just didn't meet the standard.
Right.
But they're enough to play with the AAU team. And even for the younger kids, the introductory of football and a structured program.
Right.
So trying to reach both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
With that. My military transfer over into all of my other entrepreneur endeavors and also the organization because it gave me structure, gave me order.
Right.
It allowed me to be able to think things out clearly and have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just helps. It's helped me, and it helps everything that I associate myself with function a little bit smoother because there's a process, there's an SOP, there's order to it.
Standard operating procedure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did 23 years. I'm with you, brother.
Absolutely.
I'm over here with you. So
when everybody on the same sheet of music, from the top to the bottom of the body,
you playing something,
then we bound.
Yes.
We're gonna be a force to reckon with.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
everything sir. Everything that we have done, everything we have embarked on, we have reached for the stars and we've obtained it.
Yeah.
You look us up, you're going to see nothing but good stuff about us.
Okay, yeah. I can relate. I can definitely witness and relate to that because, again, when I seen the videos on Facebook, I was like, man, these guys out here doing it. He's doing it. So tell me, so you're in the community. You out in the Hope Mill area, is that correct?
I'm in the Rayford area.
Rayford, okay,
yes,
Rayford area. So, from your experience in the military, your training and all that, as you said, it transfers over to the mentorship, having structure, giving these young kids a structure. Sometimes they don't have that at home, you know what I'm saying? And also that mentorship and support and motivating them to take them to the next level. Because this is just my opinion. I think when anytime you're coaching any sport and you got young kids, you are a mentor to them kids because a lot of times they may not even have a father at home to have a father figure to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I take my hat off to anybody to take that because that's a challenge because you got to deal with them parents. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot to deal with and you need grace and mercy on your side.
Absolutely.
Believe me.
You got to attain a certain level of grace to say, okay, I'm finna deal with all of this.
Yes.
Definitely if you already dealing that in your personal life. I got 2 boys on my own.
Right.
But I had to get to a certain level before I could say, okay, I can take on more.
Right.
Once I got to that point, and I figured it out. I figured out things about myself,
right?
Do's and don'ts, what do and don't work,
right?
And I just kept in communications with God, and He said, "Go ahead, and it's going, boss."
Yeah. So when we're talking about these young kids, what do you think the greatest challenge is? What you've seen out here in the community? I mean, I know you live in Rayford, but you got people traveling from Fayetteville, Hope Mills, all this, Fayetteville area. So what do you see the greatest challenge out here with these young kids nowadays? That I know because I know you've been dealing with them for a while. This ain't your first rodeo. So what do you think is one of the greatest challenge for kids, no matter what their race is? What do you think, from what your point of view, what is one of the greatest challenges you think it is?
I say technology, boss. Technology, it has consumed not just the youth, just human race in total. Everybody who has access to the internet, a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop. It's so much that you can access and achieve with technology, and it takes away from the need to have to go outside and get stuff done, to have to engage with people, to have in-person conversations, in-person transactions.
Right.
You can do almost any and everything through a phone and computer.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. With the YouTube shorts and the Instagram reels and stuff like that, if you ain't paid attention, those reels be a good 7 to 10 to 12 seconds long. It has trained the brain to have an attention span of 7 to 10 to 12 seconds.
Right.
And then after that, if it's any longer that, you swiping.
Yeah, that's true.
That transfers over into real life.
Where
if you're talking to somebody and it ain't what you interested in talking to, but they really talking to you, really need your listening ear.
Yeah.
You might tune them out.
Hey, man, you're so correct there because
you might tune them out because they ain't got your interest. Your interest don't span that far.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because when I got into podcasts and I started out on Facebook, and then when I really got some people that was in my life, because I didn't know nothing really about social media was like that. I wasn't tech savvy like that, to be honest with you, not in the media side. But when I got into it and I started reading and learning myself, you got only a few seconds to grab someone's attention.
That's right.
Like you say, them reels is maybe 10 seconds somewhere in there. And within them 10 seconds, you got to grab that person's attention from a marketing standpoint anyway, so that make them want to be more interested and look at a longer clip of what you're talking about. But you have but that's
you got a short amount of time to do a lot.
But you know what though? That's even with the technology. But you think about it, if you go back, my degree is in workforce education, one of my degrees, and I had to write a lot of lesson plans for adults. But even in that portion of school, we had to write lesson plans for high school kids. And one thing, even in the military, you've been in the military, we are taught that in a 50-minute block, 45 to 50 minutes. And then within that, it's only probably 20, 25 minutes or instructional, and then some part hands-on or some other activity. Because the human mind is only going to pay attention span so long. So you're right, and it has gotten less, shorter because of that. And you bring a very valid point to it. A lot of kids now, even my son, he like to be on that phone. I had to literally make him put that phone down. Let's go outside. We're gonna play baseball. We're gonna play catch. We're gonna do whatever. Because it's so easy to get caught up in that world, and you don't want to have that outside phase. Because when we was kids, mama didn't told us to go outside and play. We weren't allowed to sit up high. I know I'm from North Carolina. My mom don't tell you quick, going outside. It'd be 100 degrees outside. You better go outside and find something to do.
That's right.
So
I'm from Alabama. It was the same exact way.
So
I enjoyed. We enjoyed being outside.
Yeah.
We actually got upset when we had to come in.
Right.
Because we weren't being with our friends. I know I was the only child, so when I had to go in the house, it was like, all right, the day over with.
Yeah, I'm the only child
completely shut down.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm the only child too, so I can relate to that.
Yeah, all my boys outside. So and then also with technology, it has created the microwave mentality. I call it the microwave mentality because with microwave, it's just you zapping the food. You zapping it and it's ready. It's ready hot.
Yeah.
And so you transfer it over to today's time. At the touch of a finger, everything is zing,
right,
done.
instant. Yeah.
Like Bitcoin, zing.
Yeah.
You could buy it, sell it, boom, make profit, boom. It's so many things out there where it don't take much effort to achieve what you're trying to do. So you transfer that over into the real world,
right,
where people have to engage with each other.
Yeah.
Everybody want everything right now.
Right.
And don't nobody in 2 weeks. I gotta wait 2 weeks to get paid. What?
Right.
I gotta wait 2 whole weeks, man. I want that today. I work today. I want to get paid today.
Yeah.
But sometimes that ain't how it works.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta patience. But I think in the football arena, man, what y'all doing, man, going back to that, again, I gotta hit that home because to me that really do something for me to see people like yourself to take on that challenge. So I think that's what you're doing. You're teaching these young kids to get out there, get active, because a lot of kids are potato kids, what they call them, potato catch kids now, or couch kids. They sit on TV or play their game, eat chips, and they're not getting in that physical, even though they have a instructional period in school nowadays, but that's only maybe an hour, and then I don't even know if they do it every day because I don't even think my son do PE every day.
Right.
But they have actual learning portion to instructional portion of PE too. Well, I know at my son's school. So, but then getting them kids out there, getting them moving, and getting them teamwork. A lot of because when you play on them games, you might be on a team, but it's nothing like being that physical where you had to come together and that camaraderie.
It's a whole different
and supporting each other.
Man.
Them kids need to be instilled in them at a young age because it's not like me and you. Like we said, we came up. It was different. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not like that with a lot of kids.
So you're getting time now where everybody feel like they don't need nobody.
Yeah,
and that's just completely wrong.
Right. Everybody needs somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And football it's a different type of camaraderie and team.
Right.
It don't matter if you yee-high or in the NFL.
Right.
You feeling that same experience, same euphoric feeling of being on a team.
Right.
Definitely when you in the grunt of a battle.
Right.
And you knowing that everything you've done in the summer is in this moment right now, and you sharing that same experience with everybody in that huddle.
Yes.
That's a different type of connection.
Right.
Whether you win or you lose.
Right.
That's a different type of experience that all your teammates feeling at the same time. And that's a connection that you got with that group of people that you don't experience with nobody else in the world.
It's an unbreakable bond.
Absolutely. So we got to keep that going.
Right.
We have to show people that, you could do it by yourself, but what if we tried coming together? What could happen if we came together? Yeah, and this isn't Black Ops organization. This is for the community.
Right.
So, me and my wife, we may be the founders, but we're not looking to be in the spotlight for nothing. We want help from the community to make this come true.
Right.
To make this a living organism for people to be able to come and have opportunity and travel.
Right.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
we have big plans for this organization, boss man.
I see that, man,
Yes,
and I want to be a part of it. So let's transition. We kind of hit it in and there, talking about the football and talk. Let's shift over to in the community as being a Black man in entrepreneurship. What have been some of the greatest challenges you've seen out here, in doing you and your wife trying to build your business in the communities?
I say one of the greatest challenges have been remaining consistent through it all.
Right.
Through COVID, through just getting started and getting over that hump of just getting started, not getting selected like the top dogs getting selected. You might be that fourth or fifth call that they call to get an estimate because you just got started.
Right.
And you got to swallow that and know, okay, I ain't going to get to the top of that list unless I just stay committed and stay consistent, But consistency, absolutely. I say that's been one of the biggest challenges. I've seen a lot of businesses get started and they fade away because it wasn't a passion.
Right.
You just saw it as a way. They probably just saw it as a way to make money.
Well, you said something. When you said a passion, you got to be passionate about what you're doing, especially when you're entrepreneur. You got to have heart and soul, because like you were saying earlier when you came in, because there's some days you don't feel like getting up doing it.
Not at all.
And you got to motivate. You said something that took a key with me when you said about your wife makeup business, if I'm not mistaken. You like, hey, I ain't seen no pictures. I ain't seen this. I ain't seen you pushing your business.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? And I'm sure she do the same for you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so, you got to have, and this right here, I tell people, I've been in this game about 3 years. I started on Facebook Live. And then I called somebody and said, hey, man, I want to do a podcast. I knew a little bit about it. And the friend, I said, I ain't got no money, though, to be putting a whole lot of money. He said, hey, man, this go on Spotify, blah, blah, blah. So I started on there, man, and I just have worked my way. But it's a passion because, believe me, I work from 7 to 4:30, sometime later that, and still podcast on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Still show up at different events. And Lord knows I be tired. But I love what I do because I know it's been a blessing for some people. You know what I'm saying? So that drive, that passion, you just sparked something in me when you said you got to have a passion about it.
If you're doing it for money, you experience some success, but when that thunderstorm come, when that storm come, because it's gonna come.
Oh yeah,
it ain't a matter if, it's a matter of when it come. If there's no passion in there and that foundation ain't solid,
right,
you're gonna get washed away,
right,
and you ain't gonna care about the money. Because it's going to come with too much. It's going to be too overwhelming.
Right.
And that passion ain't going to be there to make you concrete and stand whole. So you got to have passion where if you're going to call yourself going to be an entrepreneur and this is what you're going to do. You need to be passionate about it.
And I think a lot of time, man, I've made these mistakes too because I've started several businesses over the years for different various reasons is you need a plan in place. You need to get your information for it because you might have the passion and you run out there with the passion, but then you don't have the foundation built to know A to Z. And at least somebody mentors you or research the knowledge and then go to someone if you don't understand. Oh, I need a bank account. I need this. I need that. When you start these business or being an entrepreneur, starting a business on your own, you need to know the foundations to get things started. Because passion is one thing, but if you ain't got no foundation,
education,
you gonna when you running them walls. Boy, that's rough. Yeah. So you got to have some foundation. You got to have some knowledge when you're out here running this business. But I did a podcast on unity, man. The reason why I asked you about one of the greatest challenges you've seen out here in the community, because I feel like as African American, I said this on a podcast, we don't stick together. We're the only race of people that don't stick together.
Hey, boss, you ain't got enough time on this podcast to talk about that.
But for real, man, it bothers me, man, because it bothers me, man, because I mean, because I'm from Facing, North Carolina, right? I'm from I grew up farming. That's my background. My family own a lot of farmland, and the community or the town I come from, Facing, black people do own property there, but downtown, the city of Facing, the Mexicans bought up everything. And first of all, disclaimer out there, I ain't got no problem with Hispanic. I think they do a great job.
Right.
I'm glad, and any other race come over here and take advantage and stick together. But I'm saying for my people, we don't stick together. We rather tear each other down and not build together, man, over a few dollars. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, me and you partner up on something. If you make $400 and I only made $300, that's $300 I didn't make. You know what I'm saying? You can't. People, there's money. Money is the root of all evil.
Yes, sir.
And people greedy. We greedy. We oh yeah. They, bro. He got 400. I ain't get but $200. What did you have that $200 when you started?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
How much did you invest? How much did you do? Because I'm sure if you put in your equal amount of effort, you probably got that equal amount of pay. So sometimes we want things that we didn't necessarily work for.
But even in business, man, it ain't always gonna pan out. You're gonna gain, you're gonna break even. You know what I'm saying? Until you reach that success or meet that certain plateau, then you know what I'm saying that it's gonna come. The thing in my point is it's gonna come. Again, I found a lot of people say, "Oh, he made $20 more than me." Over $20, bro. You mad and you get out and destroy somebody's reputation over $20 because he said he made $20 more than me.
They will.
But
they will do that
again. Like you said, did you put the effort in it? Did you put the work in it? And so that's what I ask you from an entrepreneur's standpoint. I just see that our people sometimes are the worst people to deal with. You find more success dealing with outside our race than dealing with our own race.
Right. And once again, disclaimer, this is not nothing to tear down our people. We just identifying the things that we could do better on as a race. Yeah. And that is one thing that we have not achieved yet, and that's collectively coming together to achieve one overall big goal.
Right.
We can have so much more, but we such in competition with everybody, and we want to be the head. We want to be the lead.
Right.
Might not even have everything we need to do it, but just because we want to hold that title or look to par, then we want that. And it's going to always hold us back.
Yeah.
It's going to forever hold us back.
Yeah. And me, man, I know you know T-Bone, right? We were just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The Afro man. And I had to, I had him on my show when I talked about unity in the community. It's one of the podcasts I did, and I had him on my show. And I love T-Bone, man. When I first met T-Bone, I did my first little event there. Donnie McClucken was here for the Praise. Praise something was in Fayetteville at the park with 106.9. And I was a vendor, and my phone went dead because I was stressed. I was running that day. You know, when you're trying to get everything, the devil come mess with you when success.
Oh, yeah.
When
that door wide open.
You see that door, you grab him elevate, he'll come in and try to destroy it. So I didn't have my charger out there, man. My phone was going dead, but just a lot of things. So I went over to T-Bone. I said, he came over to my table, man, and talked to me. So I walked back over there. I said, man, do you got a charger? He said, yeah. I said, you mind if I charge it up? He said, sure, no problem, man. And then he was out on his bullhorn and said, hey, come by, check out Kelvis podcast. And from that experience, man, we've had a bond that's unbreakable. You know what I'm saying? And any way I could help that brother, anybody, man, I'm here to help him, man. You know what I'm saying? If he, I get custom air freshener from him, man. I tell people about him, man. But that first interaction, that first experience, when you show people love, because he didn't have to charge my phone for me. He could be like, nah, I ain't got no charge. He could have lied. You know what I'm saying? And then he was on the bullhorn telling people, come check out my station. That meant a lot to me, man.
That was pure.
And then from that point on, man, we had a relationship, man, that's we talk every morning by text and we talk by phone, man. And that means a lot to me, man. And anybody, I try to be the same love back to anybody, man, because if we don't uplift each other, who's going to uplift us?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's right. I might got it, but some days I might need a hand.
Right. And it ain't always about money, man. Sometimes it's just a word of encouragement, man. I tell people, man, you can speak a word in somebody's life that be just as great a blessing than walking in and handing them some money. Or share a resource. That's another thing we don't do well. We don't share knowledge about things that we know about that can help each other. If I know a program that's giving out loans and hey, bro, they giving out loans here, this is what you need. Now, I gave you the information, whether you qualify for it or not, but at least I shared it with you. You know what I'm saying? Or I know about this grant program. That's another thing we don't do very, very well in our community, from my experience. We don't share a lot of knowledge, man.
Right.
And that's, and again, that's a discredit to our community.
Right.
You know what
I'm saying? That's another void that is one of the missions of Black Ops. It's just bringing the community together.
Right.
Within that community, there'll be a community group chat where information will be passed.
Right. And that's wonderful.
With the programs, with whatever through the organization. If you're in that group chat, you'll be able to access that. And
yeah,
that's so bringing the community together, boss man.
Yeah, I love that idea of bringing the community together, man. So we definitely gonna have to partner up, man, and do something. Kelvis podcast and your organization, man, and bring help do something to bring the community together, man. I would love to do something like that. That'd be great, man. So how can the people find how can they get in contact with you with your cleaning business? Is that correct?
Oh, so we have a cleaning business. That's
Okay.
brand new services. We have Moving Made Easy. That's a local and long distance mover company.
Man, get out of here, man. Hold up, man. Stop.
Yes, sir.
You got a moving company?
Yes, sir.
Well, nigga here, boy, that you know I work for the government. That's what I specialize in.
Hey, well,
somewhat, you know what I'm saying? In one of my areas that I work in the government is we deal with some part of moving soldiers from point
Yes,
A
sir.
to point B.
It's definitely about to be PCS season too.
It is. It already is.
It
Trust
already
me.
is. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got
Okay.
Moving Made Easy. That's based out there in Rayford, North Carolina.
Okay.
We just got in there at the beginning of this year, and now that we have a storefront, we're able to sell product like tape, shrink, boxes, whatever you need to get ready for your move. You can come in person and book your job.
Right.
We also offer junk removal, and
Boy.
yes, sir. And my
Man.
wife, she's a professional makeup artist.
Yeah.
The owner of Beyond Beautiful Makeup.
Yeah, we're gonna have her on next. We're gonna sit down and have a
yes,
conversation
sir.
with her.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
yeah, man, y'all doing it, man. I mean, I'm just, man, you don't know how happy I am over here. I'm like a fat kid in the kitchen, man.
I appreciate it,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? To hear all the positive things that you talking about y'all doing, man, and I'm definitely gonna support it, man. We're gonna definitely support your business, man, because I love the energy.
Yes, sir. I thank you. So you can find us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. The program name is Black Ops Youth Football on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. And for Beyond Beautiful, that's Beyond Beautiful 2022 on Instagram. And for Moving Made Easy, that's Moving Made Easy NC.
And see.
Yes, sir.
So how many kids? So we can go back to the football, man, before we end. So how many kids? I know you said you got it open from now until what, like July or something like
Yes,
that?
sir. It's about the second week of July where we need to be narrowing down. So we make sure we got the uniforms ordered, and we get the team cohesion going into the season. Yes, sir.
Okay. So how many kids can y'all? I know it's by ages, but what is y'all like? Do y'all have a cap or number of kids that y'all can have in the program?
Right now we don't, because we're in the building phase. So this is a brand new organization and we're trying to put it together. So right now we don't. We're trying to figure out the coaches. We got the volunteers, figure out the players, getting the players together. So everything's a growing phase right now.
Growing phase,
Yeah,
okay.
this is a new organization. That's where we're looking to connect with the community who have the capabilities to come out and help and volunteer
Okay,
and build
gotcha.
this. Yes, sir.
Okay, definitely. I'm definitely gonna
So right now we open for kids to come out,
Okay.
join.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, man, listen, I had a great conversation
Yes,
with
sir.
you, man. I definitely gonna have you back, man. I love your energy, man. You know,
thank
that
you.
faith thing, that's the first thing on your thing.
That's
man.
number one, man. If
That's
you want to
number
do
one.
anything,
Woo.
if you really, really want it to happen,
Yeah.
put faith out there first and
Yeah,
watch
that-
what's gonna happen.
That
bro.
faith, man, that's the key right there.
That's it.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I mean, I want to thank you for coming out. Blessing
you.
us with your time, man. We gonna talk off the camera. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
sir.
We're gonna have your wife on here next. Let her come talk about her business and how she got started, and
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying, and that whole nine. But before I go, how many years y'all been married?
We have been married for 8 years, and we have been together for 9 years.
8 and 9.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
we're coming up on a decade.
Decade. Wow.
What a journey, but it's beautiful though.
So for the young people out there that thinking about getting married, or they being engaged, they about to get married. What if you could give them 3 pointers that you've learned over these 8 years that you actually been married? What would it be?
Have boundaries, establish boundaries, bunker down, should I say, bunker down, because you're gonna go through hard times. You're gonna go through that time where you're looking at them and you're like, why am I even with you? But you got to bunker down that time because that's a storm mentally, emotionally. You're going through a storm, so you got to bunker down because the storm not gonna last forever. You don't want to make irrational decisions just because there was a cloud over your head. That cloud gonna pass eventually.
Right. Okay.
And compromise.
Compromise.
You
Okay.
know, put your ego aside, put your pride aside. Listen,
Communication.
communication.
Okay.
That's what I got to say about a marriage to make it work.
Okay, I ain't nothing wrong with that. I like what you said, man. I like the word limits, because I think in this social media platform and social world we living in, people have took the word boundaries and using it as a weapon. So I like the word left and right limits. You know about the left and right limits being in the military.
That's
I like
right.
to use it.
Don't
It
go
means the
outside-
same
don't
thing.
go outside of it.
Yeah, it means the same thing, but I don't know. Personally, man, that word boundary, boy, boy, it made me want to, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man. Boundaries. You gotta have boundaries.
Yeah, you do. You gotta,
everybody got boundaries. Like
Yeah.
what they are not going to accept. You got to know your partner boundaries.
Yeah,
and know your own boundaries.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you can't expect somebody to know and respect your boundaries if you don't even know and respect your own boundaries.
Well, you said something right there.
Yeah, that's another podcast, though.
Boy, you about to start preaching. But listen, man. Again, I'm glad to have you. I know I'm like an old Baptist preacher. Hey, we by the end, and then I come back and say something else. Well, I'm about to sit down.
Yes.
But let me tell you about Jeremiah.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this podcast, man. For more, follow and share, share, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and all that, man. And we're great to have you, and we'll be back with another great episode of Kelvis Podcast. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Yep.